On the night of July 20th, 1978, Cheryl Denise Taylor, who was only 12 at the time, was asked by her mom to go to the local grocery store and pick up a few items. Cheryl did what she was asked, and she was witnessed purchasing the items and walking home, and was last seen about a block and a half away from her house, and that was the last time she was seen. Sadly, she did not make it home. The Taylors had moved to a small town in northeastern Oklahoma a few months earlier, and Cheryl was not happy about having to leave her friends back in the other town that she lived in, as she was very upset and mentioned this to everyone she met. So when the Taylors got worried about their 12-year-old not showing up, when she's supposed to, they went to the police station, to which the police officer said, "Oh, she probably ran away," because that's just what they did in the 1970s and 80s and 90s. Just assumed every kid was a runaway. So after a few days, and when she didn't show up, they started looking for her. But nothing was ever found. Not the groceries, no sign. And the parents knew that it was unlikely that she ran away, because she had no money. She was 12, and more importantly, she had no shoes on that night. So it would have been really hard for her to walk places more than 3 blocks without any shoes on. And I am from that small town Picher, and I had never really heard of the story until I started researching local cold cases and missing people cases from around the area. So I was quite shocked about this story, and I realized that there was not a lot of information out there. No one ever gave a tip of seeing her, nothing. It was just like she was there a block and a half away, and she just disappeared. And it wasn't until recently I found out that there was a cold case detected that was trying to run her DNA against a lot of submissions on the Doe Project and the NamUs Project websites, but they cannot, because they cannot use her DNA because it was, for whatever reason, it was corrupt. And he was having to look up brothers and sisters and even relatives close enough to run their DNA. And he just could not find anyone until recently that he came across her sister that was living in Texas. And he ran the DNA from the sister in Texas for all these Jane Does that might have been Cheryl, but sadly they were not. So it just leaves more questions. But at least they have the DNA. So whenever anything comes up, any other case that could be any other Jane Does that could be Cheryl, at least they have the DNA. So while I was researching this case, I realized there's really only 2 theories: that she ran away and met foul play, and the other one is there was a serial killer in the area by the name of Carl Myers who was killing at the same time as Cheryl went missing. And I'm going to cover his case further down in this series, but right now, all I know is that he's a serial killer working in the area, and you have a kid that goes missing. So obviously, I mean, it's Augment Fraser that it could be him, but no one really knows. There's not a lot of evidence. There's not a lot of stories. There's not documents. There's nothing for me to really research. Is that she was a child that lived 2 blocks away from where I grew up many years before I was born, and she went missing. And that's all I know. But like I said, this is the first series, and this first case in the series that I'm going to cover.